Hi there, I'm Sridhar Chandrasekaran, and I'm excited to present a study series on power transmission line construction. Drawing from my extensive career experience, this series is designed to provide practical and theoretical insights that can be directly applied to real-world projects. The primary goal of this study is to help engineers and managers deepen their understanding of transmission line construction, enhance the quality and efficiency of their work, take accountability and ownership of the tasks they manage. We began this journey by exploring the basics of electricity, how it's generated, its requirements, and its sources. From there, we've covered critical stages such as tendering, bidding, and project initiation. Moving forward, we'll delve into implementation, execution, and finally, project handover. Given the complexity of this topic, the content is divided into chapters released weekly. Along the way, we'll also integrate discussions on essential complementary areas, including engineering ethics, legal considerations, health and safety compliance, human resource management. These vital aspects will be seamlessly woven into our technical discussions to provide a holistic perspective. Each week, I'll release a new video featuring key technical topics, ethical dilemmas, and considerations, a thought-provoking quote to inspire meaningful reflection. Currently, we're in Chapter 9, concluding the final part of consulting engineering. There's still so much more to explore, so stay tuned for the upcoming chapters. Thank you for joining me on this journey of learning and growth. Disclaimer. Just a quick note. The content in these videos is meant for informational and basic educational purposes only. These videos aren't intended to provide professional advice or endorsements. This helps set the right expectations about the nature of what we're sharing, especially since we draw on material from various sources under the principle of fair use. Let's take a moment to review and summarize what we've covered so far in our study on power transmission line construction. We began by understanding the fundamentals, why transmission lines are needed, the sources of electricity, how it is generated, and the various functions and processes involved in generation. From there, we explored the needs, requirements, and planning that go into streamlining these processes to format them for tendering and bidding. We also discussed how projects are won and initiated. From this foundation, we progressed into understanding the systems, project needs, rules, regulations, and standards required for construction. This study has comprehensively covered aspects of a project from the perspectives of consultants, clients, and contractors. By learning this methodology, engineers can gain valuable knowledge of the construction process. On going through these chapters so far, we have covered the following topics. Let us have a recap on what we have covered. In Chapter 1, we began by understanding what electricity is. From there, we explored how it's generated in Chapter 2, which was divided into two parts. After covering the fundamentals of electricity, we shifted our focus to its usage and demand in Chapter 3, where we examined the demand, resources, and planning involved. Building on this, we expanded our understanding by delving into how tendering and bidding is done in Chapter 4. We then explored the processes involved in project initialization across Chapters 5, 6, and 7. As the project moves forward, we shifted our focus to project consultation, addressing who manages and inspects the project. This was discussed in Chapter 8 and is currently being further explored and concluded in Chapter 9. Looking ahead, our next chapters will focus on documentation and approval processes, followed by an in-depth exploration of the construction phases. This is how we have started, progressed, and will continue advancing in our study. Let us begin with Part 2 on Project Consultant Engineer. In this chapter, we will cover the ramming part by knowing about project consultancy, understanding its significance and value in various types of projects. As we have covered the first 6 points in our earlier chapter, the balance topics we will cover in this chapter. What is project consultancy? When does project consultancy is used? Why the project needs them? Who and how they are appointed? What is their role in the project? Documents, submissions for consultant engineers' approval. All these we have covered in Chapter 8. Now the balance points we will go through now. First meeting by consultant engineer, their purpose and agenda. 2. Documents submission on weekly and monthly basis. Third, consultant engineer site, inspections and certification. Start with Topic 7 of Project Consultancy. Meeting to be held by consultant engineer, their purpose and agenda. In a transmission line or similar large-scale infrastructure project, the consultant engineer plays a pivotal role in ensuring that the project is executed according to design, safety, and quality standards. As part of their responsibilities, they will conduct several types of meetings with the contractor's engineering team throughout the project lifecycle. These meetings are essential for facilitating communication, addressing challenges, coordinating tasks, and ensuring smooth progress. And some of the topics we are going to explore now, here are they. First, kickoff meeting. Second, design review meetings. Third, progress meetings. Weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. Fourth, technical or coordination meetings. 5. Safety meetings. 6th, quality assurance, quality control meetings. 7th, procurement and supply chain meetings. 8. Permit and regulatory compliance meetings. 9th, handover and commissioning meetings. 10th, lessons learned, project closeout meetings. These 10 topics let us understand one by one. First, with kickoff meeting. The purpose. This is the initial meeting held at the very beginning of the project after the contract is signed, but before work begins. The goal is to align the consultant, contractor, and all stakeholders on the project's objectives, scope, timeline, roles, and responsibilities. And the agendas are 1. Introduce all key team members from both the consultants and contractors' sides. 2. Review the project scope, milestones, and deliverables. 3. Discuss the project schedule, timelines, and major deadlines. 4th, clarify roles, responsibilities, and communication protocols between the teams. 5. Review critical documents such as contracts, project plans, and design documents. 6. Discuss the necessary approvals, permits, and any outstanding documentation. The outcomes of this meeting would be a shared understanding of the project objectives and a communication plan to facilitate smooth coordination throughout the project. Second is design review meetings. The purpose of these meetings to focus on reviewing, refining, and approving the detailed design and engineering specifications for the project. These are typically held in the early stages and may be conducted multiple times if revisions are required. And the agenda are 1. Review design drawings, specifications, and calculations. 2nd, address any design issues or discrepancies identified by the consultant. 3. Discuss alternative design approaches or modifications, if necessary. 4. Ensure the design meets regulatory, safety, and industry standards. 5. Obtain design approvals or agree on required changes and timelines for revisions. Outcomes shall be for the final approval of the design documents or action items for revision, ensuring that the project proceeds with a design that meets all specifications. Third point. Progress meetings, weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. The purpose of these meetings. Regular progress meetings are held throughout the project's life cycle to review the status of the project, discuss any challenges or delays, and keep all stakeholders informed. These can be held weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, depending on the project's size and complexity. The agendas are: 1. Review the current status of the project against the schedule. 2. Discuss progress in different areas such as construction, procurement, and logistics. 3. Identify and address any issues, delays, or risks. 4th, review upcoming activities and tasks for the next reporting period. 5th, monitor quality control and safety compliance. 6. Discuss resource requirements, labor, materials, equipment, and availability. The outcomes are a clear understanding of the project's current status, any corrective actions needed to stay on track, and updates to the project schedule or plan as required. Fourth point, technical or coordination meetings. The purpose of these meetings are focused on resolving specific technical issues or coordinating complex activities between different teams or subcontractors. They are typically held on an as-needed basis. The agendas are: 1. Discuss specific technical challenges related to design, construction methods, or equipment installation. 2. Coordinate between multiple teams, civil, electrical, mechanical, to ensure smooth integration of various components. 3. Resolve conflicts or discrepancies in design, site conditions, or materials. 4. Clarify detailed technical requirements or specifications. Outcomes are technical solutions or decisions that allow the project to proceed without delays or compromises to quality. Fifth point is safety meetings. The purpose is, as the safety is a critical concern in large infrastructure projects, especially those involving electrical transmission lines. Safety meetings are conducted to ensure that safety protocols are being followed, review safety incidents, and prevent future hazards. And the agendas are: 1. Review site-specific safety plans and protocols. 2. Discuss any recent safety incidents or near misses and determine corrective actions. 3. Monitor adherence to safety standards and regulations. 4. Provide safety training or updates to the workforce if necessary. 5. Review the use of personal protective equipment, PPE, safety signage, and emergency response procedures. Outcomes are improved safety performance, reduction in incidents, and heightened awareness of potential hazards among the workforce. Sixth point on this topic is quality assurance/quality control meetings. The purpose: QA/QC meetings are essential to ensure that the project meets all quality standards. These meetings focus on quality-related issues, including material specifications, construction methods, and testing protocols. The agendas are: 1. Review the contractor's QA/QC plan and ensure compliance with project specifications. 2. Discuss any quality issues identified in inspections or testing. 3. Coordinate inspections and testing schedules for materials and installations. Fourth, review corrective actions for non-compliance or quality deviations. Fifth, plan for upcoming quality checks and certifications. The outcomes: improved quality control, identification and resolution of non-conformance issues, and alignment on future quality checks. Seventh point is procurement and supply chain meetings. The purpose of these meetings: focus on managing the procurement of materials and equipment, ensuring that everything is delivered on time, in the correct quantities, and in accordance with project specifications. The agendas are: 1. Review procurement schedules and delivery timelines for critical materials. 2. Monitor the status of materials on order, in transit, or on site. 3rd, address any issues related to material quality, availability, or supplier performance. 4. Ensure that materials meet the required specifications and certifications. 5th, coordinate storage, handling, and distribution of materials on site. And the outcomes: timely procurement of materials, avoidance of delays due to supply chain issues, and proper quality control of purchased items. Eighth point, permit and regulatory compliance meetings. The purpose of these meetings is to focus on obtaining and maintaining necessary permits, ensuring that the project complies with all local, regional, and national regulatory requirements. The agendas are: 1. Review the status of required permits and approvals, environmental, construction, right-of-way, etc. 2. Ensure compliance with local, national, and international regulations. 3rd, address any regulatory challenges or delays in obtaining permits. 5. Discuss strategies for navigating regulatory requirements and inspections. The outcomes: proper and timely acquisition of all necessary permits and ensuring that the project remains in compliance with regulatory bodies throughout its execution. Ninth point is handover and commissioning meetings. The prime purpose of these meetings has to occur at the final stages of the project and focus on the transition from construction to operation. The goal is to ensure that all systems are tested, commissioned, and ready for handover to the client. The agendas are: 1. Review the status of final testing, inspections, and commissioning activities. 2. Confirm that all project deliverables are complete and meet the required specifications. 3. Ensure that all documentation, as-built drawings, manuals, certifications, is in order for handover. 5. Discuss the process for handing over the completed project to the client or operator. 5th, plan for final walkthroughs, inspections, and punch lists. The outcomes are successful commissioning and handover of the project, ensuring that all systems are operational and all contractual obligations are fulfilled. The last point on meeting by consultant engineer, their purpose and agenda is the lessons learned. Project closeout meetings. The purpose is after project completion. Lessons learned or project closeout meetings are held to review the successes and challenges of the project. This information is used for improving future projects. And the agendas are: 1. Review what went well during the project and identify best practices. 2. Discuss any challenges, delays, or issues encountered and how they were resolved. 3. Evaluate the project's adherence to schedule, budget, and quality standards. 4. Gather feedback from all stakeholders, including the contractor, consultant, and client. 5. Document lessons learned for future projects. The outcomes: a comprehensive understanding of the project's performance, documentation of lessons learned, and recommendations for improving future projects. So coming to the topic, conclusion. The meetings between the consultant engineer and the contractor's engineer are crucial for the successful management of transmission line projects. These meetings facilitate clear communication, ensure alignment between the project team and stakeholders, and address key issues related to design, safety, quality, and progress. Each type of meeting serves a specific purpose, contributing to the project's overall success by minimizing risks, ensuring regulatory compliance, and maintaining project momentum. So, with this we have completed topic number 7 on project consultancy by covering the importance of meetings. Eighth topic is document submission on weekly and monthly basis to consultant engineer contractor is typically required to submit various documents to the consultant engineer on a weekly and monthly basis for review. These documents serve several important purposes, such as tracking project progress, ensuring quality and safety compliance, managing resources, and maintaining clear communication between all stakeholders. The consultant uses these documents to monitor the project's overall health and ensure that it adheres to the project's schedule, budget, and technical requirements. And some of the topics we are going to cover here are as follows. First, let us know what are the weekly submissions documents required. A. Weekly Progress Report. B. Construction Activity Log.C. Health, Safety, and Environment Report. D. Material Inventory Report. E. Site Inspection Reports. Second, let us explore the monthly documents, submissions. A. Monthly Progress Report. B. Cost and Financial Report. C. Quality Assurance and Quality Control Report. D. Updated Risk Assessment Report. Procurement Status Report. Labor and Equipment Utilization Report. Safety Compliance Report. Environmental Monitoring Report. Permit and Regulatory Compliance Report. Now let us go one by one on these points to understand the purpose and importance. First, with weekly submissions. Weekly documents are generally focused on short-term progress tracking and immediate operational needs. These reports provide the consultant with up-to-date information on the construction activities, safety protocols, and resource utilization. A. Weekly Progress Report. The purpose is to give a snapshot of the project's status over the past week and highlight upcoming activities. The content shall be 1. Overview of construction activities completed in the past week. 2. Work in progress and tasks scheduled for the upcoming week. 3rd, status of key milestones. 4th, identification of any delays or challenges faced, along with proposed corrective actions. And let us understand why it's needed. This report helps the consultant ensure that the project is proceeding according to the plan and allows them to intervene quickly if any delays or issues arise. B. Construction Activity Log. The purpose is to document daily construction activities and site conditions. The contents are 1. Record of specific tasks performed each day, e.g., foundation work, tower erection, conductor stringing. 2. Weather conditions and their impact on the work schedule. 3. Daily labor and equipment utilization. 4. Any changes or deviations from the planned work. Why it's needed. The construction activity log enables the consultant to closely monitor the day-to-day operations, ensuring that work is progressing efficiently and that any unforeseen issues are reported and addressed promptly. C. Health, Safety, and Environment Report. The purpose is to provide an update on the health, safety, and environmental practices on site, including any incidents or near misses. The contents are 1. Record of safety incidents, accidents, or near misses during the week. 2. Safety inspections conducted and any corrective actions taken. 3. Safety training or drills conducted. 4th, environmental monitoring and any incidents affecting the environment. For example, spills, waste management issues. And why it's needed. Safety is a major priority in transmission line projects. The HSE report ensures that safety and environmental protocols are being followed and allows the consultant to address any unsafe practices immediately. D. Material Inventory Report. The purpose is to track the availability of materials on site and upcoming material requirements. The contents are 1. List of materials delivered to the site during the past week. 2nd, inventory of materials currently in stock. 3rd, upcoming material needs based on the work schedule. 4th, issues or shortages related to material procurement or delivery delays, and why it's needed. Ensuring that the necessary materials are available on site is critical to avoid delays. The consultant uses this report to monitor the supply chain and ensure the contractor has the materials needed to meet project milestones. E. Site Inspection Reports. The purpose is to document the findings of inspections conducted by the contractor's team or any regulatory body. The contents are 1. Detailed records of inspections conducted on construction works, equipment, or safety measures. 2. Non-conformances or deficiencies identified during inspections. 3. Corrective actions taken or required to resolve issues. Why it's needed. Regular inspections are vital to ensuring that construction activities meet the project's quality standards and safety protocols. These reports help the consultant verify that any issues are promptly identified and addressed. Second, let us understand the monthly submissions. Monthly submissions are more comprehensive and provide an overall assessment of the project's performance over a longer period. These documents typically include detailed progress reports, financial updates, and more extensive data on resource utilization and compliance. A. Monthly Progress Report. The purpose is to provide a detailed review of the project's progress over the past month, highlighting completed tasks, upcoming milestones, and any deviations from the original plan. The contents are 1. Summary of the construction activities completed in the past month. 2nd, progress against the project's master schedule, for example, percentage of work completed. 3rd, identification of delays or critical issues affecting the schedule. 4. Planned activities and milestones for the upcoming month. 5. Updated Gantt charts or project timelines. Why it's needed. The consultant uses this report to evaluate the overall progress of the project, ensuring it remains on track, and to make any necessary adjustments to the timeline or resources. B. Cost and Financial Report. The purpose is to provide a financial update on project expenditures, cost variances, and budget forecasts. The content are 1. Actual expenditures versus the budget for various project activities. Second, explanation of cost overruns or savings in specific areas. Third, forecast of expected costs for the coming months. Fourth, status of payments to suppliers, subcontractors, and labor. Why it's needed. This report helps the consultant monitor the financial health of the project, ensuring that costs are managed effectively and that any budgetary issues are addressed promptly to avoid cost overruns. C. Quality Assurance and Quality Control Report. The purpose is to assess the quality of construction activities and materials used, including compliance with design specifications and standards. The contents are 1. Summary of all quality inspections and testing conducted during the past month. 2. Non-conformances or defects identified in materials or construction works. 3. Corrective actions taken or required. 4th. Upcoming QA/QC inspections or tests. Why it's needed. This report helps the consultant ensure that the project maintains high-quality standards and that any quality-related issues are resolved before they become more significant problems. D. Updated Risk Assessment Report. The purpose is to evaluate the risks encountered over the past month and update the risk management plan accordingly. The contents are 1. Summary of risks encountered or emerging risks, e.g. delays, material shortages, safety hazards. 2nd. Mitigation measures implemented to manage these risks. 3rd. Updated risk register with newly identified risks and their potential impact on the project. Why it's needed. Regular risk assessments help the consultant proactively manage risks and ensure that the contractor is taking appropriate steps to mitigate any potential impacts on the project's timeline, budget, or quality. E. Procurement Status Report. The purpose is to provide an update on the procurement of materials, equipment, and services for the project. The contents are 1. Status of materials ordered, delivered, or pending delivery. 2nd. Identification of procurement delays or issues. 3rd. Upcoming material or equipment, needs based on the project schedule. Why it's needed. The consultant uses this report to track the progress of procurement activities, ensuring that materials and equipment are delivered on time to avoid delays in the construction process. F. Labor and Equipment Utilization Report. The purpose is to provide an overview of the labor force and equipment used on site, tracking efficiency and utilization. The contents are 1. Total labor hours worked and equipment hours used. 2nd. Labor productivity and equipment efficiency. 3. Any issues related to workforce availability or equipment breakdowns. 4th. Forecast of labor and equipment needs for the coming month. Why this report is needed. This report helps the consultant monitor resource utilization and productivity, ensuring that labor and equipment are being used effectively and that any shortages or inefficiencies are addressed. G. Safety Compliance Report. The purpose is to provide a comprehensive update on safety compliance and incident management for the past month. The contents are 1. Summary of safety incidents, near misses, and injuries. 2. Safety inspections conducted and any violations identified. 3. Corrective actions taken to resolve safety issues. 4th. Status of ongoing safety training and drills. Why the documents are needed. Safety compliance is critical in transmission line projects. This report ensures that the contractor is following safety protocols and taking steps to reduce the likelihood of accidents on site. Environmental Monitoring Report. The purpose is to track the project's environmental impact and ensure compliance with environmental regulations. The contents are 1. Environmental monitoring results, e.g., air quality, noise levels, waste management. 2. Any environmental incidents or violations during the past month. 3. Corrective actions taken to mitigate environmental damage. 4th, planned environmental protection measures for the upcoming month. Why we need this? Environmental protection is a key consideration in infrastructure projects. This report helps the consultant ensure that the project adheres to environmental regulations and mitigates its impact on the surrounding environment. Permit and Regulatory Compliance Report. The purpose is to provide an update on the status of permits and regulatory approvals. The contents are 1. Summary of permits obtained and those still pending. 2. Any issues related to regulatory compliance. 3rd, status of inspections or approvals from government agencies. Why it's needed. The consultant reviews this report to ensure that the project complies with all legal and regulatory requirements, avoiding potential delays due to permit or compliance issues. That comes to the end of this topic. Note 8 on project consultancy, covering the topic, the document submission. These submissions are done on a weekly and monthly basis in a transmission line project, serve multiple purposes, from tracking project progress and managing resources to ensuring compliance with safety, quality, and environmental standards. Let us cover the 9th and final topic on project consultancy, and the topic is Consultant Engineer Site Inspections and Certification. Consultant engineer inspects most all site activities, as inspections play a crucial role in ensuring that construction activities are carried out in accordance with approved designs, technical specifications, safety standards, and regulatory requirements. These inspections are conducted at various stages of the project, covering different site activities, and are essential for maintaining the quality and safety of the project. The consultant engineer is responsible for overseeing these inspections, certifying that the work complies with the agreed standards, and providing approval to proceed with subsequent project phases. And some of the topics we are going to cover here are as follows. A. Route and check survey (DOBI). Bush and tree cutting (C). Access road making. Approach roads and corridor. Preparation (DODI). Material inspection, stacking, material sorting, material inventory (DODI). Foundation, related activity (F). Tower, erection (G). Stringing (H). Final checking (I). As-built drawing (J). TOC, K. Line energizing (L). FAC, M. DLP. A route and check survey. The purpose is to ensure the alignment of the transmission line is correct and matches the project design, avoiding unnecessary obstacles and ensuring optimal placement. The inspection focus on, for route survey, by verifying the planned route of the transmission line by physically marking the route with survey instruments. The consultant checks if the alignment follows the approved design, avoiding obstacles such as rivers, buildings, or environmentally sensitive areas. For check survey, a follow-up survey that validates the accuracy of the initial route survey, ensuring that distances, angles, and elevations are correct, and the towers or poles will be installed in the right locations. B. Bush and tree cutting. The purpose is to clear the right-of-way, row, for the transmission line while minimizing environmental impact and ensuring compliance with regulations. The inspection. Focus on 1. Verification of the extent of the clearing to ensure that only the approved area is cleared. 2. Ensuring that the clearing avoids protected trees and vegetation where possible. 3rd. Monitoring compliance with environmental regulations regarding disposal of debris, ensuring it does not cause environmental damage or hinder site access. 4th. Checking if any permits or approvals are required for cutting down specific trees or vegetation. C. Access road making, approach roads and corridor preparation. The purpose is to ensure the safe and effective construction of access roads that allow machinery, materials, and personnel to reach the construction sites. The inspection focus on 1. Ensuring that the approach roads are constructed to the specified width, gradient, and alignment. 2. Verifying that the roads are adequately compacted with appropriate drainage systems in place to prevent erosion or waterlogging. 3rd. Checking that the corridor is cleared of obstacles and hazards, ensuring smooth movement of vehicles and equipment. 4. Ensuring that access roads are constructed with minimal environmental disruption, especially in sensitive areas like forests or wetlands. D. Store, material inspection, stacking, material sorting, material inventory. The purpose is to ensure proper handling, storage, and organization of materials to prevent damage and ensure availability during construction. The inspection focus on 1. Material inspection. Checking materials such as steel, insulators, conductors, and bolts upon arrival to ensure they meet project specifications and quality standards. 2nd. Stacking. Ensuring that materials are stored safely and securely, especially large components like tower sections. This prevents damage, contamination, or accidents due to improper stacking. 3. Material sorting. Verifying that materials are properly sorted and labeled according to type, size, and usage, which helps to streamline construction processes. 4th. Material inventory. Checking the material inventory to ensure that the right quantities are available and that stock levels are accurately maintained to prevent delays in construction. E. Foundation-related activity. The purpose is to ensure the transmission tower foundations are constructed according to design and specifications, providing a stable base for the towers. The inspection focus on 1. Excavation. Verifying that the excavation for foundations is to the correct depth and dimensions as per the design, and that soil conditions are suitable for the foundation. 2. Shoring and shuttering. Inspecting the temporary structures, shoring and formwork used to support excavation walls and concrete during foundation construction, ensuring stability and safety. 3rd. Depth checking before lean concreting. Ensuring that the excavation depth is accurate and the base is prepared before pouring the lean concrete, the base layer. 4th. Rebar fixing. Inspecting the reinforcement bars, rebar, used to strengthen the foundation, ensuring correct placement, spacing, and alignment according to the structural design. 5. Template alignment checking. Ensuring that the templates used for positioning rebar and bolts are correctly aligned to the design specifications. 6th. Form box alignment. Verifying the proper alignment and stability of the formwork or form boxes before pouring the concrete. 7. Concrete slump testing. Performing a slump test to ensure that the concrete mix has the correct consistency and workability before pouring. 8. Pouring and concreting. Monitoring the pouring process to ensure even distribution and proper vibration to remove air pockets. 9. Curing. Inspecting the curing process to ensure the concrete is kept moist and allowed to harden properly, achieving the required strength. 10. Backfilling. Verifying that the excavation is backfilled with compacted soil after the foundation is completed. 11th. Compaction of soil. Ensuring that soil is compacted to specified density to avoid future settlement. 12th. Template removing. Checking the proper removal of the templates after the concrete has set without disturbing the foundation. 13th. Site cleaning. Ensuring that the site is cleaned of debris and excess materials after foundation works are completed.
F. Tower erection. The purpose is to ensure the safe and accurate assembly and erection of the transmission towers. The inspection focus on 1. Tower parts sorting, verifying that tower parts are sorted by size and type, ensuring that the assembly process is smooth and accurate. 2. Loading and unloading, inspecting the handling of tower parts during transportation to avoid damage. 3. Tower erection, monitoring the step-by-step assembly of the tower, ensuring that the sections are bolted and secured correctly. 4. Tightening, verifying that all bolts and nuts are tightened to the required torque to ensure the structural stability of the tower. 5. Tower orientation, ensuring that the tower is oriented correctly according to the design and check survey alignment with no deviations. G. Stringing. The purpose is to ensure that the conductors, earth wires, and optical ground wires are installed and tensioned correctly between towers. The inspection focus on 1. Paying out conductor, earth wire, OPGW, ensuring that the conductors and wires are properly handled and installed without damage. Jointing of conductor and earth wire, inspecting the jointing of conductor segments to ensure that they are correctly spliced and provide electrical continuity. 3. Sagging, verifying that the conductors are tensioned to the correct sag, maintaining proper clearance from the ground and obstacles. 4. Accessory fixing, checking the installation of accessories such as spacers, dampers, and insulator strings to ensure they are placed correctly and securely. Especially for optical ground wire, the purpose is mainly to ensure proper installation and testing of the OPGW, which serves as both a ground wire and communication line. And the key inspection focus would be firstly on OPGW jointing by inspecting the jointing of OPGW cables, ensuring that fiber cores are correctly aligned and spliced to maintain signal integrity. Secondly, it's the end-to-end testing by conducting tests using optical instruments like an optical time domain reflectometer, OTDR, to verify that the OPGW is free from signal loss or faults. H. Final checking. The purpose is to ensure that all site works are completed to specifications and that the site is prepared for handover. The inspection focus mainly on site clearing, verifying that the site is cleaned of all construction debris, materials, and equipment. 2. Ground clearance, ensuring that the minimum ground clearance for conductors is met as per safety standards. 3. Tower and conductor accessories fixing, conducting a final inspection of all installed components, insulators, dampers, conductors, earth wires, to ensure everything is securely in place and functioning correctly. I. As-built drawings. The purpose is to provide accurate documentation of the transmission line as it was built, including any changes made during construction. The inspection focus on -1. Reviewing the as-built drawings to ensure they reflect any design changes or adjustments made during construction. 2. verifying that the drawings match the final installed conditions of foundations, towers, conductors, and other equipment. J. Taking over certificate. The purpose is to officially acknowledge the completion of the construction phase and transfer responsibility to the client for commissioning. The inspection focus on 1. Confirming that all works have been completed according to contract specifications. 2. Ensuring that all punch list items have been resolved and that the project is ready for commissioning. K. Line energizing. The purpose is to ensure the safe and successful energization of the transmission line and its integration into the grid. The inspection focus on 1. Supervising the pre-energization checks, including insulation tests, grounding system checks, and conductor integrity tests. 2. Monitoring the energization process to ensure that the line is free from faults and operates as expected under load conditions. L. Final acceptance certificate. The purpose is to officially close out the project after successful testing and commissioning and transfer ownership to the client. The inspection focus on 1. Confirming that the transmission line has been operating reliably for a designated period. 2. Ensuring that all contractual obligations and warranty-related tasks have been fulfilled before issuing the final acceptance certificate. M. Inspections during defect liability period. The purpose is to monitor the performance of the transmission line during the defect liability period and ensure that any issues that arise are addressed. The inspection focus on 1. Conducting regular inspections to identify any defects, such as conductor sagging, tower settlement, or hardware failure. 2. Ensuring that the contractor promptly rectifies any defects identified during the liability period, ensuring the long-term reliability of the transmission line. That brings us to the end of knowing about consultant engineers. The consultant engineer's role in inspecting these activities is crucial to ensuring the quality, safety, and successful completion of a transmission line project. Each phase, from surveys and site preparation to final handover, is thoroughly inspected to guarantee compliance with design specifications, industry standards, and regulatory requirements. In this chapter, we have tried to understand the following topics. 1. Meeting by consultant engineer, their purpose and agenda. 2. Document submission on weekly and monthly basis. 3. Consultant engineer site inspections and certification. And this brings the concluding part about consulting engineers. In our study program, we have consistently emphasized the principles of professional ethics, covering all related topics in previous chapters. Building on this foundation, we have also introduced the subject of legal compliance and plan to explore additional areas in future chapters, including human resources and health, safety, and environment. Today, as a continuation of the topics on legal compliance in corporate business, for professionals and staff, we will cover data privacy and protection. This new topic aims to provide valuable insights, and we hope it will be beneficial for all our viewers. Legal compliance refers to the adherence to laws, regulations, standards, and ethical practices that govern corporate activities. For corporate professionals, understanding and following these requirements is essential for maintaining the integrity, reputation, and success of both the individual and the organization. Legal compliance is a critical component in corporate governance and business operations, helping professionals navigate complex regulatory environments, avoid legal issues, and ensure ethical business practices. Let us understand the aspects of legal compliance for corporate professionals. These are following topics we will be covering in our chapters. 1. Relevant laws and regulations. 2. Corporate governance and ethical standards. 3. Compliance with employment laws. These three topics we have gone through in our earlier chapters. 4. Data privacy and protection. This topic we will go through in this chapter. The following topics will be covered in our upcoming chapters: anti-corruption and anti-bribery laws, environmental compliance, financial and tax compliance, intellectual property (IP) compliance, implementing legal compliance in the workplace. The fourth topic on legal compliance is data privacy and protection. Data privacy and protection are critical components of legal compliance in today's corporate environment. For corporate professionals, adhering to data privacy laws and regulations is essential to safeguard personal and sensitive information, maintain trust, and avoid legal penalties. Importance of data privacy for corporations. Protecting sensitive information. Corporations handle vast amounts of sensitive data, including customer information, employee records, and proprietary business data. Building trust. Ensuring data privacy fosters trust among clients, employees, and stakeholders. Compliance with laws. Non-compliance can result in significant fines, legal actions, and reputational damage. Key legal frameworks for data privacy. Corporate professionals must understand and comply with global and regional data protection laws, such as General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR). EU covers the processing of personal data and mandates data subject rights, including access and erasure. California Consumer Privacy Act (CCPA), USA, gives consumers rights over their data and imposes restrictions on its sale. Personal Data Protection Act (PDPA), Singapore, and similar laws worldwide define rules for collecting, storing, and using personal information. Number C. Corporate responsibilities. Corporate professionals have a responsibility to ensure data collection transparency, clearly inform individuals how their data will be used, consent management, obtain and document explicit consent for data processing, access control, restrict data access to authorized personnel only, data security measures, implement encryption, firewalls, and other safeguards to protect data. Employee training. Ensure employees are trained on data privacy best practices. D. Common legal obligations. Conduct data protection impact assessments, DPIAs. Evaluate risks in data processing activities. Respond to data subject requests. Handle requests for access, deletion, or correction of personal data. Report data breaches. Notify regulatory authorities and affected parties promptly in case of a breach. E. Challenges and risks. Cross-border data transfers. Compliance with regulations when transferring data internationally. Third-party vendors. Ensuring that partners and contractors follow the same data protection standards. Evolving regulations. Keeping up to date with changing laws in different regions. F. Penalties for non-compliance. Violations of data privacy laws can lead to severe consequences, such as financial penalties. Example, up to 20 euros or 4% of global turnover under GDPR. Reputational damage and loss of client trust. Legal liability for affected parties. G. Best practices for compliance. Establish a data privacy policy outlining corporate standards for data handling. Designate a data protection officer (DPO) to oversee compliance efforts. Regularly audit and monitor data processing activities. Implement robust incident response plans to address data breaches. For corporate professionals, ensuring compliance with data privacy and protection laws is not just a legal requirement, but also a vital aspect of ethical business practices. By adhering to these regulations, corporations can minimize risks, maintain trust, and uphold their commitment to protecting individual privacy. Today's quote is from Robert Louis Stevenson. "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant." This quote emphasizes the importance of focusing on efforts and intentions rather than immediate results. It conveys two profound life lessons. Just like planting seeds is the first step toward a harvest, the actions and efforts you take today will lead to future success, even if results aren't visible right away. Growth takes time. Whether it's building skills, relationships, or achieving goals, the results may not come instantly, but consistent effort will eventually yield rewards. The seeds you plant today, acts of kindness, learning, or hard work, can have lasting effects, shaping the future for yourself and others. Instead of measuring success daily or by short-term gains, This quote encourages a broader perspective. It reminds us that lasting success and impact come from the foundations we build. As we wrap up our session, I encourage you to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of our upcoming chapters. It's your gateway to mastering transmission line supervision. That brings us to the end of today's Chapter 9 about project consultancy. Next time, we'll dive into the fascinating topic of documentation and approvals. Until then, take care, and thank you for watching.